Hello folks, welcome to another edition of Fun with Phrasals. My name is Michael Ward. From my last two videos I've received a good deal of feedback from many of you, and thank you for watching those videos, and I'm glad that you have enjoyed them. One of the bits of feedback I got was from a young lady who suggested that I make the phrasal verbs a bit more academic, because so many of you are taking the TOEFL test or perhaps the IELTS test. So I thought I would address that today, but in an unusual way. As for the last two videos, I've had themes of animals and body parts. So the theme this week will be tools, hand tools, although the presentation of these phrasal verbs will be a bit academic. So I hope you enjoy this one. I call it tool time. All right. First, this is a hammer, I'm sure, as you all know. So the phrasal verb that I'm going to be telling you about first is hammer out. Hammer out. Hammer out. There we are. Okay. So a hammer is quite a simple tool. It does one thing. It does this. Usually, when we use a hammer, we must use it repeatedly in order to drive a nail into a piece of wood or something, like this. Okay? As you can see, I've already driven a piece of nail into this one. So, the phrasal verb hammer out. Hammer out means to reach an agreement, but after a great deal of negotiation or struggle. And again, you can visualize the hammer striking this repeatedly, 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 work, work, work. So what can we hammer out? What are things we can hammer out? Well, let me give you a sentence, perhaps as an example, and you can take it. After negotiating for 24 straight hours, both sides finally hammered out an agreement to end a strike. All right? We can also hammer out a compromise. We can hammer out a solution, or we can hammer out a contract. So remember, hammer out. A lot of negotiation, a lot of hard work. Hammer, 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 hammer. Okay? This is a TOEFL one, as will be the other two. So don't forget, if you have difficulties with someone else, you usually can hammer things out. All right? Okay. Phrasal verb number 2 has something quite to do with hammer. It is, there it is, nail down. This is a nail, as you can see. So, you see here a nail in a piece of wood. What do we use a nail and wood for? How do we use a nail? Nails are used to hold things in place or to keep things from moving. Okay? So when I use the phrasal verb nail down, I use it in a similar sense. I use it to specify, to fix, or to isolate. And let me give you an example. I might say a sentence like this. We really need to nail down the details of where we're staying when we visit Europe, or else we might not get a room at the hotel. All right? Do you understand? I think that you do. So we nail down things in order to fix them, to isolate them, or to specify them. And what can we nail down? Well, we can nail down problems, we can nail down agreements, or we can nail down details. Okay? So again, that one is nailed down. The final one that I'm going to give you today involves this tool. This tool is known as a ratchet. A ratchet. And a ratchet, as you can see by this, is used to tighten bolts or to loosen bolts. So, listen to this nice noise. Okay? So this is a double phrasal verb today. Ratchet up and ratchet down. Ratchet up means to increase something. Ratchet down means to decrease something. Typically, what we use this one for is to measure pressure or force, to increase it or decrease it, or perhaps even tension. So let me give you an example. When Vladimir Putin's Russian army invaded Ukraine last year, the rest of the world reacted and began to impose sanctions on Russia for invading the sovereign territory of Ukraine. So they began to ratchet up pressure. No bank money for you, Vladimir. We're not buying your oil, Vladimir. We're supplying the rebels, Vladimir. Okay, the pressure goes up, 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 and up. So we ratchet up pressure, we ratchet up tension, we ratchet up force. Okay? Conversely, we ratchet things down. If things are in a very tense state. Recently, there were some riots in Baltimore involving some police and some young people. After a few days, those tensions began to reduce because the police presence got ratcheted down, down, and down. Okay? So those are our 3 phrasal verbs today, and as I mentioned in the beginning, they are more academic based, even though the roots of them are in simple hand tools. So let's look at them again. The last one was to ratchet up or ratchet down, and ratchet up. Okay? The second was to nail down. Nail down. Alright? And the last one was hammer out. Hammer out is work, 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 work. I hope you like this phrasal verb tutorial, and I hope that those of you who are taking IELTS or TOEFL can maybe use these phrasal verbs in the essay section of it. It's quite effective if you can use them in writing. And I hope to see you again. Thank you for watching my channel. Please send me any comments, any suggestions that you like, and I will see you again in just about a week. So thanks very much, and have a wonderful Memorial Day.